Emotion regulation is an important skill that leads to better success in life. Things such as higher quality relationships and higher academic achievement. And so this video is going to talk about 5 strategies to help you improve your emotion regulation. Emotion regulation is necessary for development. Infants rely upon their parents for emotion regulation and soothing. And the real need for a tantrum-throwing toddler is to learn how to get a hold of their emotions and gather themselves together. And that is to learn emotion regulation. When they can stop that tantrum, that's a victory and should be celebrated. Now, there are 2 broad categories of emotion regulation strategies. There's what we call problem-centered emotion regulation strategies and emotion-centered strategies, or coping. Now, problem-centered coping, as it sounds like it is focused on the problem itself, alleviating the situation that's creating the emotion. So if you're stressed about money, maybe you ask for a raise. That would be a problem-centered form of coping. Now, on the other hand, if the boss says, no, you're not getting a raise, then you have to come up with a way to suppress the emotions or otherwise modify the emotions, and that would be called emotion-centered coping. It's where you focus on changing the emotion as compared to changing the situation. Okay, so let's talk about 5 strategies that are well established to be helpful in emotion regulation. The first one is what we call situation selection. And the idea behind situation selection is that we choose the experiences we want to have. Now, there are certain people that I know if I go hang out with them, I'm not going to have a good time, I'm going to be miserable. And so maybe I choose not to go hang out with them. Other people, I think, boy, last time we hung out, we had a really good time, and so I know I'm going to be happy, and so I hang out with them instead. So that would be situation selection. It's the decision process before the experience starts of trying to figure out how I should spend my time to maximize positive emotions and minimize negative emotions. Okay, the second strategy is called situation modification. So as a new situation unfolds, you have choices that you can make to sort of shape the outcome along the way. Right? If someone comes up to you and says something to you in sort of an aggressive way, you have a couple of choices. One, you can respond in kind and you can escalate the situation, or you can try to find ways to de-escalate the situation. You can try to be either apologetic, or maybe you can just react in a way that's not going to further engage them. Right? So that's a problem-centered coping strategy, since it involves troubleshooting the problem rather than modifying your own emotion. The third strategy is what we call attentional focus. And how you direct your attention in a situation can make a big difference in the emotional experience of that situation. For example, imagine that you're stuck in a really long line and it's taking forever, and the person at the front of the line is doing everything they can to make it difficult to get the line moving. And so you could either react by focusing on that aspect of the situation, or maybe you could distract yourself. Pull out your phone, see what's new on TikTok, play Candy Crush, whatever it is, you can distract yourself. You've shifted your attention away from the thing that's causing the bad emotional experience. Now, the opposite of distraction is what we call rumination, and that's where you're focusing your attention on the thing that's causing the emotional experience. Now, if it's a positive thing, that might be good, right? If you're really enjoying a rock concert, then you probably don't want to spend time focusing on on your phone. You want to enjoy the show. So that would be a good kind of rumination, which we call savoring. On the other hand, if you're focusing on things that generate negative emotions, that could be a negative form of rumination. But in any case, changing your focus, changing your attention can make a big difference in how you react emotionally to a situation. Method number 4, reappraisal. So imagine that you're driving in traffic and someone cuts you off. Are they a total jerk? Or are they in a hurry because they're rushing to the hospital because of an emergency? By changing the way you think about a situation, that can give you the chance to reassess and reduce those negative emotions, or even in some cases, turn them into positive emotions. It's all about your thoughts and interpretations of what's going on in a situation, which influence how you should react. And the 5th one is suppression. So when you have the arousal that's happening, that's common to a lot of emotions, you may do things like try to take deep breaths to try and get control over that. You might suppress the facial expressions that you are tempted to have. And you can temporarily suppress that emotion. The big problem is that the more you think about suppressing that emotion, the more you're thinking about the situation and the emotion. And it's actually going to, in many cases, have the opposite effect, where you can actually have sort of a rebound effect where you end up having more negative emotion overall in the long term. So it's not always the healthiest way to handle your emotion regulation. Okay, so that's 5 strategies. One other thing I want to bring about here is the idea that there are 2 versions of yourself. There's the you that's living and experiencing the moment and feeling those emotions in the moment, but there's also the you that exists in your memory, so the memory of the event. So imagine that you go to the beach and all day you're having a fantastic day, you're getting ice cream, you're going swimming, the birds are chirping and everything's wonderful and you're having a blast. And then towards the end of the day, you step on a jellyfish and it stings your foot, and everything after that point is just dealing with that situation and trying to get out of there, and it's an extremely bad experience. Most of the day, you were having a great time, and on balance, the beach trip was a great experience for you. But your memory may be completely tainted by that last experience, and that might say it ruined the whole trip. So I think it's kind of fascinating that we have these two versions of ourselves. One in which we live from moment to moment and may actually have a completely different experience than the version of us that we remember later on. Anyway, I hope this video has been helpful. If you like what you saw, please hit the like button. After all, it's free. And if you want more videos, subscribe, hit the bell icon. We've got a lot more on the way. And I hope you have a great day, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.